this is Daniel Scranton, and I'm going to channel the Arcturian Council for you. Greetings. Well, the Arcturian Council. Well, pleased to conduct with all of you. Yes, yes, yes. We are completely satisfied with the way that we witness you all evolving and ascending there on Earth. We feel particularly encouraged by the way that you all have been able to integrate so many diverse aspects of who you are and who you have been. It isn't easy to reconcile all of these aspects of yourselves, to make sense of it all, or to admit to yourself that you have had your moments of poor judgment. You have done things in this lifetime that you feel terrible about, and yet you are finding a way to realize that there is no point in maintaining judgment or shame in your consciousness. When you demonstrate that you are capable of forgiving yourselves and integrating all of the various aspects of self that you have encountered, then you become ready to do so on the larger scale. And that is where many of you who are awake are right now in your evolution. There is still a lot of forgiving to be done. There are still individuals who are doing terrible things and not feeling any guilt, any shame, or any judgment of themselves. And so that is where you all come in. You need to be the ones who offer that forgiveness and compassion to those who are doing nothing to earn it. And you need to lead the rest of humanity in this movement to embody the unconditional love of source energy. That is the only way to truly make a difference in this world. Now, are we saying that you should love these abhorrent things that you hear about and read about, that your fellow humans are doing? Absolutely not. We are saying that you can be true to yourselves in the face of those actions, words, and beliefs that you find so deplorable. You can be the love that is missing in the equation where someone is bombing a country or using hate speech against a group that they are in judgment of. You can be the love, and you can offer the peace in your hearts because you are the way showers. You are the ones who are going to lead this earth of yours into a fifth dimensional frequency state. And it is time to accept that truth and embody this beautiful essence of source that we're talking about here. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. I had like a bit of a runny nose there. I don't know if it was a coriander cat hair that was the culprit or what. Oh, I gotta show you guys something. Okay, so I got to spend some time with the baby today, and we have this bed, and it's a bed that I told you guys about. My friend Pete got it for us, and it kind of like snuggles her in. I think it's called a snuggie or a snuggle or something. And we put it on the couch at night and try and get her to, in those moments she's not breastfeeding, to be in there. And so my wife was preparing food for herself for tomorrow, and I had my Talea time. And I put her in this thing, and then I kept like standing her up, you know, like Han Solo in the liquid carbonite, like in Jabba's palace, standing her up with it. So, you know, most of the time when you've got the baby, you've got to like cradle her head, right? Because she's so young. But this thing, I could like squeeze it together like this. But I didn't have to hold her head. So I was able to grab my phone, much to my wife's chagrin. She doesn't really like the phone around the baby too much. So I took this picture, and it's absolutely adorable. I'm tilting it so it won't have too much of a glare there, like a reflection. So that's Talea at, let's say, 7.5 weeks. And what else did I want to say? Oh, the thing that I thought was funny that occurred to me, I think it was yesterday, is that people, you know, when you first discover someone on YouTube and you don't remember their name, but you remember something about them. Like if it's Teal Swan, you're like, oh yeah, that hot brunette. Or when it was Matt Kahn, when I first discovered Matt Kahn, I was like, I wouldn't remember his name. I would just think, yeah, that guy, he always looks like he's on the witness stand, but he's also at church at the same time. Because he's always dressed. He's got the tie, he's got the sweater vest, he's got, you know, you can see the microphone, so it looks like he's testifying, but then there's flowers. I got flowers too, but he's got like, you know, major flowers, and his background is just a bit more churchy looking to me. So that's how I used to think of Matt Kahn, is that the guy who looks like he's at church but also testifying in a trial. So the reason I say that is because people who discover me for the first time are just going to think, oh, it's the cat guy. You know that cat guy? The guy who always has his cat like walking through the video. This cat is so awesome. You are the best, Colleen. She's like, out of the 3 cats, she's the only one who's like, you can count on to be in the house most of the day. Come on, show the people. So I get a lot of Colleandra time, and it's awesome. Right? My little R2-D2 over here, always at my side. They really butchered those Star Wars movies. I mean, I thought Force Awakens was okay, but then The Last Jedi was just such a nightmarishly bad experience for me. And man, I just thought, what a missed opportunity. JJ Abrams set it up so nicely for this Rian Johnson guy, and he just went in there, and I don't know what that guy was saying. I don't know how he even got that movie. And then now they gave him his own trilogy. This guy's making his own trilogy. So really sad about that, but we'll still see the Rise of Skywalker for sure when it comes out. It's Abrams again. Abrams makes great television. Man, that guy, Alias and Person of Interest, and I never saw Lost because I heard about the ending. So I was like, what's the point? What else has Abrams done? I know he's done Felicity, which is not, I don't know. I've never watched Felicity. But there's another one. Oh, Fringe. Fringe is freaking awesome. Great sci-fi. So those 3 series alone that I've seen of Abrams, unbelievably good. I've yet to be blown away by a JJ Abrams movie, but you know, they shouldn't, with Force Awakens, they shouldn't have made it like a copy of New Hope, with like almost the exact same beginning and like blowing up a Death Star again, and they shouldn't have done that. And they kind of, I also thought, you know, the Han Solo Princess Leia relationship, like, I don't know. I don't like it when they do that. I don't like it when they're like, oh yeah, we got divorced, and it's all this exposition, which is when characters just talk about things that have happened in the past. You know, but The Force Awakens had these moments in it that were just awesome, and gave me hope for the next one. And then they had that horrible Last Jedi. I'm sorry if you disagree with me. You have a right to, but spaceships just running out of gas, and that's a plot line. Spaceships running out of gas, really? That's your exciting moment, and then you bring in Laura Dern's character, and she has this big like suicide mission, and we're supposed to, like, we've known her for like 20 minutes of screen time. I don't know. It didn't work. I'm sorry, it didn't work. And also, the moment with Snoke and I'm gonna Ray and what's his name, Adam Driver, whatever his name is, in the movies. The moment with Snoke and the two of them, it was just like Vader, Skywalker, and the Emperor. Like they're just copying things from the only movies in the trilogy that really worked, which were, of course, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and even Return of the Jedi. I am a Return of the Jedi apologist. I will say that movie still works for me, even though there were Ewoks. And when I was 11, you know, the Ewoks that was fantastic. Now, as an adult, I'm like, okay, I could have done without a little too cutesy with the Ewoks. But anyway, I'm totally, I am rambling now about my obsession, the Star Wars 9 movie saga. I actually thought Solo was pretty good. And I don't know if Disney's going to make a sequel, which is sad, because they have a lot. They have Boba Fett to work with. They have Jabba the Hutt to work with. So much more could be done in the next two. And the first one was a disaster because they fired people in the middle of it and didn't like the direction that this guy... There's a really good director, Phil Lord, and I don't know who the guy is he works with, but he's like partners with this guy. And he's done some really good stuff. I forget what else he did that was fantastic recently, but Disney was like, we don't like the dailies on Solo, so they fired him and brought in Ron Howard, who's a great director, and couldn't save it. It was okay. Solo was okay if you haven't seen it. It's worth seeing, but it's not. You're not going to be blown away. And it tanked at the box office, so that's why Disney doesn't want to do any more Solo flicks. But man, I think if you give Ron Howard and get like Lawrence Kasdan, maybe Lawrence Kasdan and his son in there, and work on the script. Okay, Kalyanja, I'll stop. I think they could do a good job. Anyway, write letters to Disney. Tell them they need to make more Solo movies. And blessings to all of you trying to save this microphone. Let's see, there's cat hair just floating everywhere. See you tomorrow night.